And now, your main event. Introducing the hosts of Wrestling with Freddie, Jeff Dye, and Freddie Prinze Jr.
Jeff, I'm wearing a Mr. Rogers sweater today. Just kind of
looks good
on camera. Sing you a little. It's a beautiful day in the wrestling neighborhood. Beautiful day for our wrestling neighbors. Would you be mine? That's how I'm feeling right now. I love the week in wrestling. We have so much to talk about, but before we do, Jeff, how was your weekend, sir?
It's good. I was up in Canada. I was in the great Edmonton, you know.
Oh, nice. Wrestling
Canada
country.
Has, wrestling country for sure. The problem is, I'd post all this Bret Hart stuff, and they're like, he's Calgary. I'm like, yeah, I know, but he's Canada.
Embrace him.
Yeah, I would Photoshop my head on Bret Hart's head holding a Canadian flag, and they're like, you're in Edmonton. He's Calgary. I'm like, I know, but it's Canada. It's Canada. But today I'm in New York City, and I'm excited to be on the pod.
I almost spit water all over the computer, and it would have shorted out, and that would have been the end of the episode, but it would have ended really funny. You're in New York City? What are you doing? You got a show out there? What's going on?
Yeah, I did a show last night, and then I come back to Los Angeles. I'm pumped.
Is that why you're wearing your North Face jacket, because you're freezing?
Dude, it's so cold here. Yeah, and so was Edmonton. Edmonton was like freezing.
Bro, it's like 73 degrees here today. You got to come home to the sunshine. My weekend was lovely. I went bowling with the family yesterday. I bowled the best 2 games of my life. You might laugh, but for me, this was really good. I bowled a 135. Come on.
Hey,
and I bowled a 125. I can only bowl about 2 games before my arthritis goes crazy, and then I can't paint my little miniatures. So I only played 2 games. But for me, who averages, like if I hit 100, I'm like, yeah. Same in golf. If I break 100, I'm like, yeah. But with this one, 135. I ended the first game with 3 strikes in a row into the 10th frame and got the spare. Like they give you like a little freebie if you get a strike in the last 10th frame. So I got the freebie. Frame. I got a 9 and a 1 and boom, got him. 135.
How'd the family bowl? You got any bowlers in the family?
Rocky started real strong and then started to fade near the end, and Charlotte overtook him. She got like a 102 and he ended up with like a 97. And Sarah got sick of it once. She couldn't find a ball that fit her hand. It kept stretching out her hand. She's like, man, everything I throw feels like my fingers are going to break. So the first game, she had like a 105. And the second game, Rocky finished it out for her because her hand was hurting.
It does hurt. It is.
Bro, I'm sore today. I'm sore.
Yeah.
My hip's sore because I have the form, right? Like I plant the foot and let the back foot kick out behind, look all professional like that guy with the bad hair, the pro bowling guy. And you're then like I don't mean to say bad hair, but you know who you are, bro. You know that hair is bad. And what else did we do? Took my son to some race school because he wants to be a race car driver, and you can get your racing license at 14 before you get a street license. So he's going for his racing license. He wants to be F1, and he's working his way up to karts, like the fast karts. He already kind of dominates in K1 USA, and he has records there on their tracks. Him and this other kid named Kai. He's getting ready to do Porsches. That's what he wants to race when he's 14. What the hell? And by the way, parents, don't get your kids into racing because you're going to have to work 10 jobs. And that's all I'm going to say.
Doesn't sound cheap, yeah.
That's all I'm going to say about that, bro. They started giving me prices. I was like, oh, Jesus, I'm going to be working until I'm fucking 80. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, like maybe he could race Priuses instead of Porsches. Is there a different range for that, price-wise?
I'll sponsor him all day long. All right, man, let's get into wrestling. We're going to give a lot of time to Drew, but we have to kind of go chronologically, so to speak. I've already sung some Mr. Rogers, so half our listeners tapped out a long time ago, but you tapped out. We're going to start it right now. Raw flipped the Barclays Center in Brooklyn for Netflix's 1-year anniversary with a full Stranger Things crossover, which Jeff and I were highly critical of or suspicious of on how confused and as to how they were going to pull this off. Jeff, you texted something that I thought was very accurate, so I'll let you describe your feelings on how you thought the crossover with Stranger Things went.
Well, I said to you that I liked it because it was so subtle.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they didn't overdo the Stranger Things. You didn't have a guy in a Stranger Things costume. You know, it was just very subtle. But it was almost so subtle it wasn't worth doing. Because you're like, well...
I totally agree.
You know, it's like, well, it's almost like having nothing. But I do think that I would have criticized if it was too much. So this might be one of the situations where they can't win. I would have hated it if it was too much. And now I'm saying it's not enough. But it was so subtle that it was like, this is kind of pointless. And it did affect some of the intros too, because they were playing that Stranger Things theme song, which is really like eerie and thriller-ish and very like, but it's very low key.
Yeah.
You know, and so
Doesn't
like
get you hyped
want the
for a
excitement
match.
up, you know? Yeah. So like as cool as that music is, it didn't really match some of the parts. But what'd you think?
I feel pretty much the same way. I didn't think it was necessary at the end of the day. I get what they're trying to do and pull some wrestling eyeballs over to their other shows, which is why they purchased it in the first place. So I get the philosophy. I thought WWE pulled it off the best they could. And I can't shit on it because I'll be real with you. I don't know how I would have done it outside of saying, yeah, I don't think we can do this. Like, that would have been my best advice. One
thing they could have done, advice for next time,
please.
Get some cast of the show there.
Totally agree. That makes it look bad.
There wasn't any of the show people there.
I totally agree with that. I hate when that happens, and it's because it's like those people aren't like wrestling heads, so they don't care enough to go and to take time out of their schedule, which is busy as hell already, to go and watch a pro wrestling schedule and get yelled at for 3 hours and be like, you're not a real fan, and get fucking heckled and all that. So I get why a lot of people don't go, but you gotta fucking go, you guys. You gotta fucking go to this stuff. Movie stars like Hugh Jackman can do it. You can do it. Like it's valuable to your show. It's valuable marketing. It might not be your favorite thing to do, but do it.
There's so many cast members on that show. Somebody has to like wrestling, or somebody has to be open to it. And you could just have them like, I know that they do the thing where they cut to the people that are like famous people that are on the sidelines, whether it's an athlete or whether it's an actor or whether it's whatever. But you could even have them at the table. Just be like, hey, come sit at the thing with your broadcast.
Anywhere, any kind of involvement is good, even if it's a backstage segment where LA Knight's like, hey, how you doing, baby? What's cracking? And they're like, oh, yeah, what's happening, big dog? And like anything like that is cool. But yeah, that was the one disappointing thing. I think that's a good criticism. And I guarantee you they tried.
Oh, really?
I guarantee you they tried. When I worked there, we always tried to make sure people were that people came for the movies we were selling and try to make sure they were involved. I guarantee you Netflix was like, hey, please, if you can make room in your schedule, go to the event. And it was just the actors or the actors' publicists saying, that's it, we just don't have the time to do it, or we're not interested in doing it, one or the other. But I guarantee you both sides worked really hard on trying to pull that off. It's just sometimes you can't pull it off for legit reasons or lame reasons, but we don't know. So let's get into some wrestling, dude. First up, Rhea Ripley, baby, and Io Sky, two of my favorites. One can flip all over the place. The other one can legit beat the shit out of everybody. And they're the new champs. They beat the Kabuki Warriors. They beat Asuka and Kairi Sane. They had some really cool choreography for the finish there, where they used both their finishes, and then Io dove out of the ring and tackled Kairi Sane like a fucking football player in the playoffs. By the way, all my teams won in the playoffs. Shout out to me. Oh, yeah. We got new champs. It gives both of them some direction now. That story, that chapter in their story of Asuka saying, hey, you're not her friend, we're her family, get the fuck out of here, and Rhea being like, yo, you don't, and nobody tells me to get the fuck out of here, I'm Rhea fucking Ripley. And then Kairi Sane hits her in the back, and then Io's like, oh my god, what do I do? That story's done. For all y'all that didn't like that story, it's done. So you can be happy and grateful for that, and you can watch these two women kick ass and try to make the tag team titles mean something for a little while, until eventually they have to lose them and they put them on someone we don't care about, and then we don't care about them again. But for right now, I care about them because it's on two studs. They're both super studs, and the match was cool, especially the end of the match. And that's all I have to say about that, as Scott Hall would say.
I'm going to be old Jeff again. I'm going to be old. I love the way Vince McMahon did things, Jeff, because I just... I like when a tag team is a tag team and a singles wrestler is a singles wrestler. I'm getting real tired of how often it's like one day Charlotte Flair's the person and then the next day she's paired up with Alexa Bliss and we're supposed to believe they're a tag team. One day something in my room just talked. Sorry. I said Alexa Bliss and then my Alexa went off back here. So like I same with AJ Styles and
yeah.
It's kind of this going back and forth of being a singles to a tag team annoys me a lot. That being said, sometimes I really like the tag teams because I'm just being positive about it. But I wish that people would stay in singles or stay in tag. It's very frustrating. I think the women's division is having that kind of identity crisis on, we don't know who to put the belt on and we don't have a story for so-and-so. Pair them up and put them in the tag division. So if that's whatever's happening there, I'm still enjoying everything, but it's a little annoying.
That's fair. AJ Styles slapped the shit out of Gunther.
Yeah, love it.
And Gunther didn't do anything back, man. He just went forehead to forehead, but he didn't even try to slap him, man. He got punked in the middle of the ring by an old man, an old crafty veteran who got himself a match because of this slap. Go ahead, Jeff. You have a cool, evil smile on your face, so I know you like this.
I just liked it. I just think it's great. No, and I don't have much more to say about it. I think what Gunther's doing is legendary. I love it.
It's old school. You love old school stuff, and he's coming off real old school, man. I like it too. AJ Styles, I know everyone's saying this is the last year of his career, but he looks like he could wrestle for another 3 or 4 if he wanted to. Really takes good care of his body. Dude still does pretty much all the same moves that he's ever done. Does them at the highest level possible. He hasn't lost a step. I really wish this wouldn't be it. But this isn't it. This is not it. I think he can actually get a win over Gunther and surprise Gunther and then kind of take them to a little bit longer of a story. And maybe this is the final story, but this match coming up isn't it. This isn't going to be the last storyline he gets. That's going to be saved for when he is going to retire. This can just be something really hot and cool, and they can put a little fire under AJ now that he's back to being a singles wrestler and not in a forced tag team, as you had said earlier. But you could get him a win because I think a loss slows that down unless that's the story, right? Which is I'm losing a lot. Maybe I'm losing a step. Maybe it's time for me to go. And then you give him the Jimmy Connors Wimbledon story when Jimmy was beating all those young bucks on the way to the quarterfinals when he finally lost. So there's something cool to be done there, and I hope they do it. Whether it's that or whatever they come up with, I don't care. I just want it to be good. But the slap, man, he slapped. It's so hard for me to watch a man get slapped and not respond. It was hard for me to do it when Chris Rock got slapped, and I was like, yo, you gotta hit him back, bro. And it was hard for me to watch Gunther get smacked. I was like, dude, lay this fool out. You just got slapped in the face, man. It's really, I don't know why, but it's really hard for me to watch a dude get slapped and then not just knock the shit out of the guy. It was crazy, bro.
100%. I don't know why he didn't answer back. I'm wondering, because it wasn't like the storyline with Drew McIntyre where it's you can't touch me, but
yeah,
I was surprised. I'm like, you can hit him. He just smacked you. You can definitely hit him back or do whatever. I was surprised too.
Yeah, man. All right. Becky Lynch. You crafty son of a... You cheated the last time you won the belt. Cheating ass. You cheated this time you won the belt. Cheating ass. I've seen you cheat in other matches. That's 3 goddamn strikes. Cheating ass Becky Lynch. Her husband's name is Seth freaking Rollins. Her name is cheating ass Becky Lynch because that's the only way she can win a big match. And that's the truth. And Maxine Dupree is not done. I don't think this was just a temporary thing and let's see how it worked, because I think it's actually working. And I think the crowd's getting behind Maxine Dupree, and I think her work's getting better on a monthly, if not even weekly basis. You can kind of see the development there. And she's getting better on the mic. She's had the emotional promo. She's had the confident promo. She's had the reactive promo now where Becky says everything and she's like, what, bitch, I'll kill you. All that good stuff. She didn't say that. That's just my stupid improv. But yeah, man, she cheated again to get the win. So this isn't over. I think they'll have a rematch at the Rumble and Maxine will get her belt back. But I really liked it. I think they're telling a fun story, man. I like pretty much everything Becky's in because she's a top dog. But what about you, dude?
I liked it. I think it's great. I think someone's listening to us. I keep saying this, and maybe I'm just in my own universe ego, but like I feel like someone at WWE is listening to us. These title changes with Becky Lynch regaining the IC title on just regular TV, not a PLE. Drew McIntyre winning the title like on a smack. I mean,
big win.
We've said, hey, if you want wrestling to be better, make it unpredictable. Start doing things that these wrestling marks are going to be able to predict every 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Have someone win a thing. You know, if the Royal Rumble goes to someone who isn't like a super top dog, very predictable, obvious thing, I'll be like, they're definitely listening to what I'm saying. But
I can't wait. I can't wait for Royal Rumble predictions, by the way. I can't wait. Like now with like Fatu back and him in the mix, I was like, oh no, I don't know if my boy Sammy can do it now. Maybe it's Jacob.
Yeah.
I can't wait to talk about that. So hopefully we'll get the opportunity.
But even Sami Zayn is a hell of a prediction. I mean, that is a wild prediction because it's that isn't horse, like someone in the main. Yeah. I love that Becky regained the IC title. I thought it was great. She was wearing that Star Trek outfit. Shout out to
dude,
Becky.
that was dope.
That was very cool.
Nerd.
I want to give a shout out to Maxine Dupree. Everyone criticized her on the internet, and I think their criticism was fair. She tried a move. She tried this new move where she had Becky back to back, and then she jumped on her butt to like do a thing. But Becky didn't know how to sell it, and the broadcast didn't even know what the hell they were looking at. Corey Graves was like, well, I don't even know what that was. And
yeah, for real.
You go to Twitter immediately, everyone was just trashing it. Like, what was that? But I got to give Maxine credit. Good for you. You tried to invent a new move. Like, you tried to make a thing. But I don't know if wrestlers do because I'm not behind the scenes. But I would like to think they're trying to make up new things. They're not just taking same moves and the variations of things and learning the technical resonance. I'd like to think we're trying to come up with some new stuff. So shout out to Maxine Dupree for trying a new move. It didn't work, but I give you credit for taking a big swing. But I hope Maxine wins it back. I'm not sure why they gave it back to Becky, like what the story ideas are,
same, or
like where it's headed. But I'm open to it. They've been doing great, so we'll see.
Yeah, and the internet's a cruel place, man. Like society's just maybe always been this cruel, but we're just more aware of it now because everyone expresses this kind of stuff. But when you got Quentin Tarantino shitting on like helpless Matt Lillard, like this, you know what I mean? Like you can't take this stuff that as personally as our brains kind of want to in the immediate moment. Like you got to step back and go, nah, it's a cruel place, and they'll get over it until the next person makes a mistake, and then they'll shit all over them. And because I'm sure they've never made a mistake in their life. So yeah, man, hopefully that stuff doesn't hurt her, and she's just more getting encouraged for taking a chance, and they'll figure that move out. Maybe it comes back and gets better and better and better. So you never know, but I'm with you on that, man. I'm with you. All right, dude. The main event, CM Punk, the world champion, versus your boy, the man you think should be champion, the man that you think should lead the charge on Netflix, and the man who believes it himself, Braun Breaker. They wrestle for the championship. I really wanted to see a Braun Breaker victory here, but in my heart, I knew that he wouldn't lose it that quick. And I told you I stopped betting against CM Punk in a championship match, period. We'll see when that changes, but I don't think it's going to be soon. But yeah, once again, he was able to survive. He survived the power. He survived the spear. Well, he countered the spear, and he landed his own GTS, and Braun Breaker was defeated, much to my, is the word chagrin? Is that the word?
Chagrin. I don't know.
That's a $5 word if it was right. If it was wrong, then I owe the jar $5. But yeah, it was a pretty good match. I didn't love the finish. I liked some of the other matches more, to be honest, but CM Punk's not going to lose yet, and Braun Breaker could still get a little bit of polish, I guess, is the argument to make for why he lost. Shine him up a bit more, dirty him up to shine him up, maybe. I don't know. I'm trying to talk myself into it, but I'm not buying it. What about you, Jeff?
Well, the internet is a cruel place, and we are here live on the internet, Freddie. I got to say it. What does it mean to be punk rock? It means you take the mainstream, you say, no, I'm so punk rock. Well, there is nobody more punk rock than CM Punk, because he said, what if I win this match without even being able to do my finishing move? What if I'm not even strong enough to do my own finishing move anymore? What if I put guys on my shoulder and we all play along, even though we know the knee was nowhere near their face? There's nothing more punk rock than not even wrestling out there, and somehow we're supposed to believe that you could beat Braun Breaker. They should have been filing CM Punk's retirement paperwork the second he tried to pull off that pile driver. It was the most embarrassing pile driver I've ever seen in my life. Now, I love CM Punk. We love you, Phil. You're great, but bro, this was a terrible showing. I thought the match was botch city, botch after botch. It was very, very unconvincing, and I don't know if he was just gassed or blown up or like what was going on, but Braun Breaker should have won that match, in my opinion.
Braun Breaker for life.
For life.
Friday Night SmackDown. Randy Orton is going to open the show, people. And he gets interrupted by former NXT superstar, now current WWE superstar, Trick Williams.
Whoop that Trick.
Whoop that. He's 6'5". He's 250 pounds. But while he was saying that, I actually know Orton's statistics. So I was like, oh, dude, Orton's response is going to be, yeah, I'm 6'5" and I'm fucking bigger than you, bro. Like, who are you talking to right now, man? This ain't NXT. Yeah. This is I'm a big dog, bro. So Trick Williams,
his response was great, too, when they were going through the numbers.
Yeah,
he's like, I got 3 kids and 1 smoking hot white. Like, his response to the Trick Williams was a beautiful response.
It was, man. He protected himself in the promo, but he still gave Trick opportunities to get over. And Trick did pretty well, you know. It's a transition for sure from NXT to SmackDown, but he got some good responses from the crowd and had a couple ways to get in and out of promos when the crowd was too responsive and too reactive and screaming RKO. And he had to navigate his way through that sort of, or circumnavigate his way through, look at these $5 words today, through all that kind of traffic to get back on track. And I thought he did a pretty good job, man. I'm excited to see where he goes. The Miz came out. He got RKO'd again. He's just getting beat down. And now he's got a matchup against, I think he's actually wrestling Randy, so he can lose that one too. And get jacked up. I heard he didn't win a single match last year. Shout out to the Miz for taking those L's and putting people over. But he's getting beat down right now. And then I thought
in the old days, if you lost for a whole year, that meant they were getting you out of the company.
No, instead they'll re-sign this fool for $10 million because he keeps losing the right way.
He's a pro jobber. Like, he's like a high-paid jobber. I've never heard of this.
So I thought this was the coolest part of the segment, which was at the very end, Randy Orton beat up everybody, and he's pointing to his new T-shirt. Buy my new T-shirt. And everybody's like, yeah, okay, we'll buy it. He looks down and he sees Trick Williams' chain. It fell off. During Trick's promo, he's like, I'm Mr. 3 Chains or something like that, whatever he said, when he was doing his math. Randy Orton grabbed his chain and gently put it in the palm of his hand, and he tossed him the chain. He goes, put that back on, man. You're Mr. 3 Chains. And then walked out of the ring. I was like, yo, that was gangster. And he also said, I think I like you. And he winked at him, which puts Trick Williams over even a little bit more. And then Trick had a match against Rey Fenix, and he got kind of a shady win, sort of a Becky Lynch cheating ass type victory. You see, you have to be a good role model, Becky. You inspired Trick Williams to cheat. Way to go. That's what a champion does. Jesus Christ. Anyway, sorry. I'm in character right now. Trick Williams got the victory. Looked pretty cool. Looked pretty good. A big dude taking shots off the second rope and flipping and landing. I was like, damn, okay, bro. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he does next, man. How'd you feel about this monstrous segment that they gave us?
I thought it was great. I didn't understand why he interrupted him, because they did do a thing shortly into the promo where they were like talking about how they both respect each other. And he was like, yeah, I respect you as like, you know, you were the guy, and I wanted to brush up against this greatness.
Yeah,
he was like, yeah, and I think
inside and meta. Yeah, that was a little weird. Yeah.
So I was like, well, if that's the story they're telling, that like Randy thinks that the Trick could be the future, and Trick's got a lot of like, you know, really positive attributes, and he named them all. And then Trick realized, you know, hey, well, now I'm just trying to let you know that I respect you and I want, you know, whatever. So I didn't get why even have him interrupt him. Just have him come out after like a Randy promo, because it started with disrespect and then turned into
and
like,
it got you're
you.
right. It got very respectful. You're absolutely right, dude.
But I love Randy and I love Trick, and I love that we're seeing more Randy Orton in things. I'm glad that we're not forcing him into some strange tag team or like just giving him leftover segment stuff.
Well, he's in
open
the
show was huge, and put him in the tournament. Like,
he could win
really
that.
happy
Him versus Drew.
seeing
That would
all
be
that.
sick. Yeah, dude.
I'm pumped about it.
Me too, man. And he's talking about his 14 championships and how close he is to the number, right? So he's talking about that too. So it makes you want to believe that, he can be champion again, man. He looks great. He's better on the mic than he's ever been. His matches are still dope as hell. He makes everybody look like a superstar that he wrestles because I told you this a long time ago. I watched him wrestle Primo Colon in like a 5-minute match. And for about 45 seconds, everyone in the arena went, oh my God, Primo's going to beat Randy fucking Orton. That's how good Randy Orton was or is. Anyway, moving on. Oh, we saw Matt Cardona. I wanted to bring this up because you were right and I'm wrong. I was talking Matt Cardona in the hunt for U.S. titles and intercontinental titles and setting guys up, and you were like, nah, dude, I see him on a bigger scale. Like I see him, this is his last chance and he's going for the big time. And I was like, oh, that'd be cool. But I didn't believe it. Well, he was backstage and he walked right up to Cody Rhodes and was like, hey, dude, I love you, but I'm coming after that fucking belt. So you were dead on and I was dead wrong. And I just wanted to bring that up. All right.
It's good to see, man. Cardona's in that tournament, which will be great. He's the number one contender. So we'll see.
That would be crazy if they pushed him like that in a good way. So Carmelo Hayes, everybody's new favorite United States champion, maintaining the open challenge. We're going to see who we're going to get. We're going to get a great match, and it's Shinsuke Nakamura. These guys kicked ass. I love Shinsuke. I like Carmelo more and more the more I watch him. I didn't know at first, but I like what he's doing right now. Sometimes you can see he's still a little bit green, but he's a little bit green. That's okay. Like he's still super new to the business. Always got to give these guys and girls time to develop. But I think he did a pretty good job with his backstage stuff, especially in the ring with his wrestling. And he sells the injuries really, really well, man. He sells, like Shinsuke was fucking up his leg and he sold a leg the whole match. It's frustrating as like a viewer when you see a guy's leg and he's like limping, and then when he has to run, he's like, dun, 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 dun. He's Carl Lewis out there, and you're like, yo, man, I thought your leg was jacked up. This dude limps when he runs, man. Like he somehow limps when he jumps. Like it was really, really cool, and I like when wrestlers do that. He's not the only one, but I like when I see that. Anyway, those are my thoughts. He won the match, obviously. He's not going to lose right now. They're seeing what they got with Carmelo. It's going to make him look great. They shook hands at the end, show of respect. What'd you think, Jeff?
I loved it. I think there's nobody better. And when I say that, I realize that I keep talking about Braun Breaker and Obafemi and Jacob Fatu. There's a lot of young guys, Dominic Mysterio. There's all these young guys that are like the next class. And I think Carmelo Hayes is in that for sure. He's
that's
so
awesome.
Good.
Yeah, hell yeah.
His mic work, everything. I think he's definitely top tier. But also, when Shinsuke came out, I was like, good. Yes, where has he been?
Yeah,
Has he just been in these locker rooms the whole time? I kind of forgot that he was on the roster. So I was super happy to see when his music hit. I was like, yes.
Crowd
popping. He's still, I don't know how old he is, but I do feel like something's gotta change. Either he's gotta retire or get in the picture somehow. And this was great. It was good to see him on TV, and it was good to see him in the picture. And he looked awesome in the ring. So, but it was all positive for that. But I was very excited to see when his music hit.
Can we talk about the Japanese entrance and how it's like watching like an 80s rock star come out, like when they get introduced on stage, and they're the only ones that do that?
Especially him.
Especially him. But Io too. Io's probably number 2. And then Kyrie comes out like a pirate, so maybe it doesn't apply. But Asuka does the same kind of vibe. But they all come out like rock stars that just drank like a 5th of bourbon, and they're like, yeah, I'll go fucking rock it for 3 songs. Let's go. And they just come out all, yeah.
It's so good. That music, everything about that. They're really nailing the intros.
Yeah, man, their intros are dope as hell. All right, so there was an in-show announcement from general manager Nick Aldis, the most respectable general manager in the game today, and he announced 4 qualifiers. We're recording this, so some are going to happen tonight, and we'll talk about all of them. But we got the Randy Orton versus The Miz. Randy Orton's going to whoop that ass. We got Cardona versus Trick Williams. That's going to be a hard one to call because they want to push Trick, right? But you just got Cardona too, and is Cardona just there to give a good match, or are you going to give him some shine? So I'm actually going to pick Cardona on that one. We got Priest versus Sikoa, Priest. We got Zayn versus Dragunov, Zayn. What do you pick? Who do you think's going to win these matches?
This is going to be tough. So I definitely got Orton over Miz for sure. I'm going to pick Cardona over Trick, but I could see it going either way. But I think Cardona's who I want to win. And so Trick just got here. You know what I'm saying? So
he can afford a loss, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. Like you've been up here for an hour. Priest versus Sikoa. I got Damian Priest.
Yep.
Zayn versus Dragunov. I'm taking Dragunov.
Ah, come on, man. You got to go with Zayn.
We were so close.
Let's go. All right, fine. Okay, here we go. The main event. 3 Stages of Hell with Drew McIntyre.
Unreal.
They're in Berlin. The crowd was very pro Drew McIntyre and about 60-40 anti-Cody Rhodes. They loved the European. They hated the American in Berlin. And we know why. No, I'm just kidding. So Drew McIntyre comes out wearing Dusty's gold Rolex. And he's like, yo, it's time, motherfucker. Get out here. Cody comes out there. He's ready to fight. He looks like All Might from My Hero Academia. He's pissed, though. He's not smiling like All Might. He's pissed off. He gets in the ring, and they start the show. And they beat each other's ass. Cody's taking the lead like 70-30 probably, whooping ass. This is just the first one, the straight match. Who's the better wrestler? And they're fighting, fist fight, boom, boom, wrestling move, boom, boom. And then, blow, he gets kicked right in his nutsack. And the ref was trying to fix the turnbuckle, and more ref foolishness. Takes a Claymore, boom, 1, 2, 3. Everybody in the crowd was like, what the hell just happened? And they were popping big, like they were excited. They thought their guy was going to win. Second is Falls Count Anywhere. So they're fighting all over the place, in the arena, out of the arena.
And now as fans, we need Cody to win this because we're
not. Yes, sir.
You better not rob us of that Hell in a Cell.
Oh, wouldn't that be the shittiest booking ever?
If you literally were like, because now even if you hate Cody, you're like, well, he better win this one. I want to see the Hell in the Cell round.
Yeah, totally. It just ends after 2. You're like, what?
We're like, what?
Why'd you ship that fucking thing out here, bro?
Sucks.
How much did that cost? All right, so the second one, yeah, obviously, Cody wins. He did a crossroads through the announce table, which meant poor Joe Tessitore, Wade Barrett had to call it with no desk to rest their elbows upon. They had to sit up with good posture for the steel cage match, which was a good, quick match, but still a good match. They beat the hell out of each other. There was blood in Cody's platinum blonde hair, so it was starting to like bleed through his skull. It looked pretty great. Oh, yeah. It looked pretty great. Drew just taking a beating. He took way more punishment in the match than Cody did. And then he's about to get out, and this hooded man, Jeff, swings open the gate and grabs Charles Robinson, who they call Baby Flair, and he throws him to the ground. He throws Baby Flair, and everyone's like, oh, who is it? And he takes off his hood, and he's wearing a mask. We still don't know who he is. Oops. And so then he takes off the mask. Ha ha, I tricked you. I'm Jacob Fatu. And Drew McIntyre's like, oh shit, which lets us know storyline wise, yeah, it was him that injured Jacob Fatu backstage. You son of a bitch. And so Jacob gets in the ring and he gets revenge on Drew, starts beating Drew's ass. Cody Rhodes is like, yo, man, what the hell are you doing in my steel cage match? And Fatu's like, fuck you too. Bam! Punches Cody Rhodes, beats his ass too while he's beating his ass. Drew McIntyre escapes and the crowd goes bananas, like 80% pro Drew at this point, maybe a couple boos, but they were thrilled that Drew won the match. Jacob Fatu is officially back in the WWE. Jeff, how did the 3 stages of hell affect you emotionally?
That was great. Well, what'd you think? Were you happy about this? What'd you think about it? I want to hear your opinion.
I think Drew McIntyre makes an awesome WWE champion. So even though I was wrong in who I thought was going to win, I was happy either way, but I was really happy to see Drew win. I think he can be a good, shitty heel champion who is going to cheat and hold on to this thing for a little while. And I want that. You know, Drew's been like, his story's real, man. Like, he's gotten effed over so many times every time he gets the title or close to it, that it's like he's owed a long, worthy run. And it would be hysterical if he lost it at Royal Rumble, and it's like, son of a bitch, I just can't keep this thing.
I just got this.
But that would suck, man. So I think they're going to let him keep it for a little while, which would be cool, which makes me think Randy Orton's not going to win the tournament, because you don't want Randy to lose against Drew. You want Randy to win against Drew. But what do I know? I haven't worked there in 15 years, sir. So, yeah, man, those were my thoughts. What were yours?
I loved this. I'm not going to say too much about the match itself because I thought it was phenomenal. It was great.
Yeah, dude.
I love Cody's move. I love the crossroads. It looks so good, and it's such a great move. And a move you could do for your whole career, as far as like it's not like a feat of strength. It's just this really great looking move. So to see it on the outside, to see it on the table, to see it on the concrete, to see it on the ramp, like it's such a great thing.
Where he jumped off the crowd and smashed Drew, that was sick, dude.
Onto the table. I mean, this match gave me everything I like. I think it's a perfect match. I thought it was so cool. Cool idea. I've never really heard of this type of match either before this week. I loved it. Few criticisms. It was funny when the masked guy came out. I was like, is that Austin Theory again? Like, I'm like, for whatever reason, now when I see someone in black, I just assume
it's always Austin Theory.
And then I was like, no, maybe it's Seth Rollins. And so to see that it was Jacob Fatu genuinely surprised me. And I was like, wow, this is really, I really fell for it. And that made me like it even more. Here's the thing maybe nobody's ever said before, but it's something I was thinking about. Why the fuck is there a door on a Hell in a Cell or a cage? And I know since the beginning of time, there's been that's been the thing. You have to escape, or you have to pin, or you have to submit, or go out the door. But why did they put a door on it? Even from day one, why are we putting a door? I don't care if this dates back to the 70s. Don't put a door on the cage. The whole point of a cage is you're going to be locked in there. Oh, but also there's a door.
If you need to get out, just hop right out this door.
But also there's a door if you're locked out. You're like, that's the whole point. Lock them in, try to get them to escape. It drives me crazy that also there's a door. That's kind of like not having a cage at all. And so for this finish to end up with Drew just slinkering out the door and landing his exhausted body on the concrete.
Yeah.
For the win is insane to me. I would have loved it while Jacob was beating the crap out of Cody that Drew would have went over the side, because I don't want there to be a door. But other than that, it was absolutely perfect. More of a criticism on the cage.
Shitty cage. All right. It's time to go from Berlin all the way back to the States, to the lovely, and I mean this, I've been there, I had a wonderful time there, the lovely city of Tulsa in the state of Oklahoma.
I was just there.
It's a good little town, man. First Dynamite of 2026, Tulsa, Oklahoma. I was just there as well. I wish you guys would have wrestled there when I was working. That would have been fun to see you, but you guys were jerks and decided not to. So come to LA instead of San Diego, because I'm not going down there. So the show opens. We get JR. Everybody, good old JR is back. The bounty attack gets revealed. Here's what happened, basically. Excalibur, Tony Schiavone, they welcomed us in. Jim Ross gets all that old school love that he gets. And Renee Paquette breaks the news that Jet Speed and Mike Bailey, Kevin Knight and Mike Bailey, the team of Jet Speed, were attacked earlier today. And Don Callis, he's like, twists his mustache. He doesn't have a mustache. He has no hair. He introduces Jake Doyle, who was formerly known as Jake something. Oh, no, that was his name. Jake something. Just kidding. Jake something. That was his real name from TNA. And he's alongside Mark Davis, Kyle Fletcher's ex-tag team partner. And they leave they beat their asses and they're out for the night. So Jack Perry's scrambling. He's got to find two partners for tonight's trios match. AEW, the king of trios matches. We learned kind of the Callis family's growing. We've seen them, get stronger now with this new dude. El Idolo's back, Andrade. My daughter trips out. So when I speak Spanish, I try to have a proper accent when I speak it. And my wife, out of respect, tries to. And my daughter goes at dinner the other night. She said, Ma, because my wife said tortilla, right? My mom goes, Mom, it's okay when Dad does it, but you're not Spanish at all. You can just say it the normal way. And she goes, no, I want to show respect. She goes, well, it sounds disrespectful.
It sounds like you're mocking it. That's how I feel. Me and Charlotte agree.
There you go.
I think if the sentence has the word, like if you're saying the whole sentence in Spanish, then you have to do the accent.
Right, I know where you're going.
But if your sentence is in English and just that word is, what are we doing? Because now that's English. So you don't go, can you please pass me a tortilla?
Yeah, that's how I do it, bro. Yeah, I'll be like, hey, babe, can you pass the tortillas, please? And she'll be like, yeah, crazy. You don't like it? Yeah, my son is cool with it. My daughter, she's not having it. She's not having it at all.
I like that she policed your wife on it.
She did.
Fine when Dad does it.
She's 16, bro. She polices both of us whenever she can. All right, so the AEW Continental Championship Eliminator was on Wednesday night, and it was John Moxley versus Shelton Benjamin. This is my match of the week. Outside of that, 3 Stages of Hell, which was technically 3 matches, so that's cheating. But just as far as like regular TV matches go, these two crushed it. I can't believe what Shelton Benjamin is doing 25, 30 years into his fucking career now. I mean, how long has he been wrestling at this level? Like, it's just crazy. The dude's in excellent shape. Now he's training jiu-jitsu like every dude in their 40s. But yeah, man, this match was awesome. I forgot who I thought was going to win a few times because both guys convinced me they were going to win multiple times. It was a really cool match. Cool finish with the triangle choke into a pin for the win. And they shook hands at the end of the match like, yeah, you got me, bastard, but I'll get you back. And he's like, yeah, you'll fucking try, pal. But I love this match. I love the stories they were trying to tell. John Moxley's the man, the dude. I feel like he wrestles 365 days a year, and he still put on matches like that, and he'll try to bleed in every single one of them. And Shelton Benjamin, I just love the dude, man. He and I didn't exactly click when they tried to get me to work with him at WWE. Like, my writing style just clashed with how he wanted to execute and perform. But he was still respectful and cool, and so I always was with him. But that guy, to be doing what he's doing now, he's 127 years old, as they said at Coming to America. But yeah, man, it's crazy. So this was my match of the week, man. What'd you think?
I think it's great. I'm slowly creeping over to being a Don Callis believer. When they first started doing it, I thought, oh, what is now the Jericho doesn't have the Jericho family. They're doing like the Don Callis family, whatever. I was a hater at first, a little bit, or at least a little reasonably skeptical. But I'm on board, and I get it, and I see their vision now, so I like it, and it was good. I'm happy.
All right, sir. Not all the matches were hits, so I don't want to like trash on stuff. I know our fans are sensitive about their wrestling, and I get it. Art's a sensitive thing. Artists oftentimes are very precious and sensitive about their material. So the fans of artists can be precious and sensitive as well. So I'm going to move on to Bandito versus Sammy Guevara. Sammy Guevara, when he bleeds, looks cooler than any other wrestler in AEW. He had blood coming out his nose. It got in his mouth and his teeth. And he looked at Bandito and gave him the double fingers and was like, fuck you, bring it. Like, just full on. So that's not me improvising for once. I think that's actually what he said. And it was the most badass moment of the night. And then he gets beat he loses the match on top of it. So it just tells even more of a cool story. But I loved that. But the story was Maxwell Jacob Friedman. He comes out the best. Thank you. He said it, not me. Now other people are saying it. Now other people are out there saying it. They're already done talking about John Cena. What just happened?
Yeah. It's not just me saying it. Sports Illustrated says it.
That's right. It's not just
Wrestling with Freddie says it.
That's right. Everybody, see? Talk to your friends. They'll say it too. Anyway, he walked out. He does his sort of condescending praise like, oh, yeah, you're amazing. You're so great. But wait, someone's better. Oh, yeah, that would be me. And he doesn't even call himself a better wrestler. He calls himself a better luchador, which is
Lucha legend.
Yeah, lucha legend. That's what he said. Yeah, which is awesome and just crazy disrespectful. And just like, it's those nuanced things that make us kind of love MJF, because it's not just a shit talking promo. You could tell he's very thoughtful about what goes in. Anyway, he brought a translator to make sure Bandito could understand what he said, more disrespect. And then he tries to dirty dog Bandito, and Bandito ducks out of the way, and the poor guy gets fucking decked. And then Bandito gets over on Max, and he steals the ring and he steals the belt, and he's like, yeah, look what could happen. Ain't never gonna happen. I'll tell you that right now. Great segment. I loved it, but hell no, Bandito. You cannot beat MJF. He will cheat. He will Becky Lynch his way to a victory quicker than you can spell Becky Lynch. And it's not, no chance. And if you can bet on this match on one of these websites that don't pay us, bet on him, put it all on MJF. Unless, Tony Khan hears this and then bets against it, then that would be kind of a dirty inside politics. He'd probably go to jail, so that won't happen. So bet it all on MJF. You'll be good. I love this segment, though, Jeff, and I know you did, too.
For sure. MJF is the GOAT. He's the greatest. Every part of it's hilarious. I feel like now that they're doing the Grande Americano thing, it's going to always feel a little reminiscent when anytime like a guy like MJF calls himself like a lucha legend. It's like, I feel like it would have been, this could have been a bigger, cooler thing if we didn't have something somewhat comparable, I guess. Like, I don't know. I don't even know if anyone else made that comparison. But I love MJF. I love what he's doing. I think it's hilarious. And there's just no chance anyone's going to beat MJF. Ever.
No, hell no. Ever. Never for 7 years. It'll be the 7-year reign. The main event was Hangman Adam Page and Swerve Strickland. Now broskies. Now they're total broskies. Former enemies, now brohemes for life. And they defeated the Ops, which consisted this time of Hook, who I really, really dig in. I like that they're going slow and taking their time with him and not, pushing him to the moon before he's ready. And Powerhouse Hobbs, who I love just because he's humongous and could just crush everybody and snap them in two, but for like real, snap them in two. So they all had to get in there and get it on, and there were no rules. And in AEW, that means they're going to get a staple gun and put staples in your face, your head, your ball sack, your arm, your shoulder, your feet, your pinky toes, probably. I'll bet Adam Page is sick enough to do that one day if he ever wrestles. If he's in a match with Speedball Mike Bailey and it's a no rules match, Speedball Mike Bailey, who wrestles barefoot and throws those kicks, he's going to get stapled in his pinky toes straight up. Anyway, they threw a chain around Hook's neck, threw him over the top rope, and tried to murder him. So he gave up before the murder happened. And they won. That protects Samoa Joe for not having to be there, and now he can start targeting them, and they can have some stuff to do while Kenny Omega deals with MJF and Bandito deals with MJF. Or should I say loses? And that's it, man. That was AEW. That was WWE. This was The Week in Wrestling. On behalf of Jeff Dye. Oh, wait, no. Wait. Do you have any closing thoughts? Anything that you want to say, or just say peace to the people? Because I jabbered there for a long time.
No. I love Powerhouse Hobbs and I love Hook. I don't think they'd be a good tag team. Kind of like what I was going to say earlier. I don't like them together. There's two different things going on. I love all you guys. Thank you guys for talking wrestling with me all week. All week I think about wrestling. All week I watch wrestling. And so when you guys correspond with me on the internet about it too, it makes me happy. And that's it. I'm happy to be on this pod and I'm happy to talk to you guys.
That's Jeff. I'm Freddie. On behalf of our producer, Alex, who rules. Thank you. See you next week. Peace.